everybody say hello to Quincy boy. He's back home. Last night we had an episode of seizures. He's been having seizures, but they've been far apart, and then we took him to the vet and they said if they get closer, then we need to take him in to get some seizure meds. So we waited, and they started getting closer and closer together. And then last night, he had like 4 in a row. So I just want to give you an update of what's going on with Quincy, because he had a bad night. That started at like 10 o'clock, and he had about 4 seizures back to back all the way into like 2 o'clock, and we took him into the emergency room so that we could get some meds for him and find out what's really going on. And we got some seizure meds, and hopefully that will fix things. We're back home, and now I'm working on the fencing for our orchard, and I wanted to give you guys an update and show you how I'm doing it. But I want to show you our trees and how things are going, because they're looking really good. So let me turn around, show you guys. There is our new elderberry. And that one is a lemon elderberry. Hi, Quince. That's a lemon elderberry. And this one is the black lace elderberry. And I don't know if you guys can see that very good. It's kind of hard to see, but they're little. Let me get a closer view of them. There we go. And then we got one tree here, one tree here, one tree here. Those are all apples. I've talked about this on other videos, how we planted our orchard last year, and we had fencing around it, but they grew out of it and they were real tight around the base. And we don't really have a deer problem. This is what it looks like after we're done. We put a fence post, surrounded it with wire, and then made a big reservoir for it. So that's what I'm working on today. I want to show you our peach trees, because our peach trees actually have blossoms on them. It's about like close to 70 degrees today. It's, if not higher, but it's pretty warm. But our peach trees have some blossoms on them. I don't know if you can see those blossoms. And I'm afraid that it's probably gonna freeze after we get a bunch of blossoms on them. But yeah, there's the peach trees, and they're looking really happy. So before the rabbits get to them and all this green goes away, we want to get some fencing up so that we can protect the bark, because the rabbits will eat the bark and they will chew it and kill it, and that's not good. And we don't really have a deer problem, but if a deer came around, because they are out here, then we want to protect them. So I'm going to show you what we're doing with the fencing. We bought this fencing from Thole Fencing in Reno, and it's about 2 by 2 squares. this is our fencing. They're about 2 by 2 squares. Let me see if I can get a good view about on my hand. But yeah. And basically how I measured it was I just went to the one that we did already over here, because that's the size he wants to put them. Mark wants to make them. So I counted 45 squares and just counted them each. So each circle is going to have about 45 squares in it. And that's the easiest way to do it. And then I just cut it with some wire snips. I don't know if you see this pile of wood, but this is all like cedar fencing that has no tops on it. And we got it on a sale at the local lumber yard. And this is our pump house, and that's what we're going to cover the pump house with. We stained it so that it would preserve the wood while the winter was going on, because we couldn't get it fixed. But as you can see, let me see if I can get a closer view. The chicken coop, I hit this board and I had to replace it. But the chicken coop has this cedar fencing on it, and all of our outbuildings are going to have this fencing on it. And I think we're gonna do the woodshed, also the back of the woodshed. So I'll get a closer view of the chicken coop so you guys can see, and that's what we're gonna do to a pump house. And at this point, everything is stained with a natural stain and brown stain. We have the brown stain on the outside and the natural on the walls. And I haven't stained this one board yet. So, that's the chicken coop. We burnt the wood for the pig pen, and I'm now debating if I want to just go ahead and burn all of the wood and just keep it that way. Then it's natural, then we don't have any chemicals roaming around for the animals. But that's what we're working on today. Yep. And Quincy's just roaming around. He's doing much better now. But yeah, he was having a bad night, and we got him to the emergency room, the vet in Reno, and got him some medication, and he seems to be doing better. We'll see how the medication works. But yeah, you guys have a good day. Thank you for hanging out with us, and I hope you enjoy our videos. If you guys have any comments, throw them down below. And don't forget to subscribe and like our videos. Thank you.